When we think of ancient Egypt, we often picture iconic images such as King Tutankhamun with a boyish face, Cleopatra, the last pharaoh, or the mysterious Sphinx of Giza, but there are many more fascinating historical figures who shaped ancient Egypt's glorious past. And today we have the pleasure to meet one of them, the legendary Pharaoh Djoser. Did you know that ancient Egyptians kept cats as pets? Yes, they did. The ancient Egyptians kept cats as pets over 4,000 years ago. They were not only adorable, but also practical because they helped control pests and could even be trained to hunt small animals. Cats were considered sacred animals in ancient Egypt and were often mummified when they died. In fact, the goddess Bastet was depicted with the head of a cat. The ancient Egyptians believed that these graceful creatures had magical powers and were a source of good luck and fortune. They would often leave offerings of food and water for cats and would make sure to provide them with comfortable living conditions. Cats were also featured prominently in artwork and decorations in ancient Egyptian homes. Their presence was a sign of wealth and status, and people would go to great lengths to acquire them. Today, cats continue to be popular pets all over the world, and their popularity in ancient Egypt is a testament to their enduring appeal. They may not have been able to rule as pharaohs, but they did become the kings and queens of our hearts. Now let's get back to the video. Djoser, born around 2750 BC, was the second king of the third dynasty, following the legendary Pharaoh Aha. Little is known about his early life, but it is believed that he was the son of King Nometep and Queen Tetchepers. According to the Turin King list, he reigned for 19 years, although recent studies suggest that his reign may have lasted closer to 40 years. Djoser inherited a kingdom that was still recovering from the political instability of the previous period, but he was determined to bring stability and prosperity to Egypt. His reign marked a turning point in Egyptian history and the beginning of a golden age. During his reign, Djoser expanded the kingdom's borders and established control over the trade routes in the eastern desert. He also implemented important economic reforms, such as the establishment of a royal treasury, which helped to stabilize the economy and generate wealth for the kingdom. His policies were focused on promoting trade and commerce, which led to an increase in the production of goods and services. He also implemented measures to protect the trade routes and ensure the safety of merchants and their goods. As a result, Egypt became a prosperous trading nation, and its wealth and influence began to grow. One of Djoser's most significant contributions to Egypt was his patronage of the arts and sciences. He was a great admirer of knowledge and learning, and he encouraged scholars and artists to pursue their craft. He established libraries and schools, and he also sponsored expeditions to other lands to bring back books and artifacts. This cultural exchange helped to enrich Egyptian society and promote the spread of knowledge throughout the kingdom. However, what truly set Djoser apart from his predecessors was his focus on monumental architecture. Until his reign, Egyptian pharaohs had built their tombs out of mud brick, a cheap and easy-to-work-with material. However, Djoser wanted something more grand and imposing. He turned to a talented architect named Imhotep, and together they came up with the idea of building the first pyramid in Egypt. The step pyramid at Saqqara was an innovative design that consisted of 6 stacked mastaba structures, which are large flat-top tombs. It was made entirely out of stone and stood 62 meters tall, making it the tallest human-made structure in the world at the time. The pyramid took over a century to complete, but the effort was worth it. Not only was it an impressive feat of engineering and architecture, but it also served as a powerful symbol of Djoser's authority and the strength of the Egyptian state. Djoser's decision to use stone for his pyramid was a significant departure from the traditional methods of construction in Egypt. It required new tools and techniques, but the results were so impressive that it set the standard for future pharaohs who followed. In fact, the step pyramid inspired the later and even larger pyramids of Giza, which are some of the most iconic structures in the world today. The step pyramid also marked a shift in the way that pharaohs were perceived by their subjects. The massive size and imposing presence of the pyramids served to deify Djoser in the eyes of the Egyptian people. It became a symbol of his power and eternity, and it helped to establish the pharaoh as a godlike figure in Egyptian culture. Although the step pyramid was an incredible accomplishment, it is important to note that it was not built without controversy. The use of stone for construction meant that more labor was required, and this put a strain on the workforce. There were likely many workers who died during its construction due to exhaustion or injuries. Additionally, the pyramid's massive size and imposing presence may have been intimidating and even frightening to some Egyptians. However, despite any negative perceptions, the step pyramid remains an iconic symbol of Djoser's reign and a testament to the ingenuity and creativity of ancient Egyptian architects and engineers. It was a huge undertaking that required the coordinated efforts of thousands of workers and artisans. The use of stone in the construction of the pyramid was a bold and innovative idea that set the stage for future architectural developments in Egypt. It was also a symbol of the wealth and power of the Egyptian kingdom, as well as the pharaoh's authority over his subjects. Moreover, the pyramid was a reflection of the religious beliefs of the ancient Egyptians, who believed that the pharaoh was a god on earth and that his tomb should be a place an incredible accomplishment. It is important to note that it was not built without controversy of eternal rest. The construction of the pyramid likely had a profound impact on the people of ancient Egypt. The massive size and grandeur of the structure were likely awe-inspiring, and the use of stone in its construction symbolized the pharaoh's power and the strength of the Egyptian state. Djoser was buried in the pyramid alongside his queen and several members of his royal court. His mummy was found in a granite sarcophagus within the pyramid, and it is now housed in the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. Despite the passage of time, the step pyramid remains a testament to the genius of Djoser and his architect Imhotep. It is a marvel of ancient engineering and a symbol of the greatness of the Egyptian civilization. The pyramid has survived for over 4,000 years, and it continues to inspire awe and wonder in those who behold it. Another interesting thing about ancient Egypt is that they kept detailed records of their history and accomplishments through a form of writing called hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics were a system of writing that used pictures and symbols to represent words and sounds. The ancient Egyptians used hieroglyphics to record important events, such as the construction of a new pyramid or the death of a pharaoh. They also used hieroglyphics to keep track of their wealth and trade. By deciphering hieroglyphics, modern historians have been able to learn about the daily life, customs, and traditions of the ancient Egyptians. One of the most famous examples of hieroglyphic writing is the Rosetta Stone, which was discovered in 1799 and helped to unlock the secrets of ancient Egyptian culture. Overall, the use of hieroglyphics by the ancient Egyptians was an important, such as the construction of a new pyramid or the death of a part of their civilization, and has helped us to understand their culture and history. Another interesting fact about ancient Egypt is that they kept many animals as pets, including dogs, cats, monkeys, and even falcons. They would keep these animals either for companionship or for practical reasons, such as hunting or protecting their homes. The ancient Egyptians believed that animals had souls and that some animals were sacred, such as cats, which were associated with the goddess Bastet. They would often mummify their pet animals when they died and bury them in elaborate tombs. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to stay tuned for more exciting content on ancient Egypt. Don't forget to like and share if you find the video informative and entertaining. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep exploring the mysteries of ancient Egypt.